At last, we have our moose hide satchel and some deerskin boots, and Bleak Inlet awaits. Hey there, Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of the Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. We are standing at the door. The sun is about to set. I'm probably just going to rest for the night here. And then we're going to get moving as soon as the sun rises. We just made a save point at the end of the last episode. I have a few things to take care of here. Primarily, let's see how I can do food-wise. No, I'm not quite ready to eat another one of these steaks, but I will be soon. I don't need to drink a tea, but it sure would be nice to get rid of some of this weight in little tiny increments. So I will go ahead and drink a few of these. Let me see how many more I have. Yeah, I've got 16 more in the stack, 25 more in the stack here. Drink one more. That'll top off my thirst and get my hunger mostly full. So nice to see that carrying capacity at 88 again. Such are the benefits of the Moosehide Satchel. Let's sleep for as long as the game will let me, unless, hang on, there's something I can do before I sleep, which there probably is. Yeah, I can repair some of these clothing items too. Let's pass some time with the remaining daylight we have left. Particularly because, as I mentioned, a 10% down expedition parka. Hello. We've got another Aurora. That was fast. I can only hope that Auroras pop up this frequently in Bleak Inlet. Right? I'm just saying. That would be handy if they did that. All right, hour 21 minutes. We're probably not going to need that much time. And now we're definitely, well, we're out of time. We're not going to be able to finish that repair with the amount of daylight we have left. Yeah. You can see the computer monitor starting to turn on there. Let's go ahead and sleep for... We're not going to get 12 hours of sleep, but that's okay. Interesting that there's still this much light in here at night. That's odd. Is the Aurora still going, or is it because there's moonlight? Hang on, let's see if there's still sparks outside. I don't see any ambient light from sparks, but yeah, that's odd. I don't know what to make of that. But we do have room for a new steak now, so let's go ahead and chow down on one of these. And we'll drink some more water. And, I don't have a whetstone with me right now. That one's ruined. Yeah, we're carrying this jerry can, which we'll probably end up leaving behind. All of these cured guts, which, contrary to my past assertions, cured guts don't give off a stink, I don't believe. And we can test this, as a matter of fact. We can test it right now. Yeah. I'm carrying a ton of cured guts on me right now, and I'm not giving off any smell whatsoever. I don't know what made me think that. Maybe they used to do that. Maybe I just made the incorrect assumption, which is quite possible. But I believe I've remarked in this series or the past, and somebody in the comment section was like, dude. And then I checked and I was like, oh, you're right. That is not a thing. Nice to have full lantern fuel. I just want to be able to see what I'm doing while I pick up all this moose meat. I didn't realize I was standing over this pile, though. That's kind of frustrating. I'm going to have to pick up a bunch of stuff just to get to that meat. There we go. I'm actually going to have to pick up more of it just to make sure there's not any sitting in a place. Yeah, I don't need that heavy hammer. The whetstone is ruined. All right. You know, we're carrying this rope with us, and I do like the idea of having the fuel. We're going through Mystery Lake. The more I think about this, There are ropes in Mystery Lake. I'm going to drop this. I know I came back for this because I was excited after it was pointed out to me that it was still around. But I think we can just go through Mystery Lake and grab one of the ropes that are there. That way we're not carrying as much stuff through the zone on our way back through. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and put you away. We just need to pass some time until dawn because we are ready to go. Why don't we say 4 hours or so? That should be enough to get the sun rising, maybe. Oh, and there's a blizzard. That's lovely. Not necessarily the end of the world. All right, so now that we have sunlight, at least, one thing I can do with this time, since we do have a blizzard, is I'm going to keep repairing the items that I've got on me, clothing-wise. Oh, I think it might have just faded. Perfect. Perfect. All right, I will take that. Now let's do a couple of things. First of all, check our calorie meter. We're not quite ready to consume a steak, but I have a partially consumed steak, don't I? Question is, how many calories will it provide? 661? Perfect. Let's get rid of that. That's a pound, 1.4 pounds down. All right. Now we still got that jerry can and 10 pounds of meat. But now I can lug that jerry can around and not feel too badly about it. Let's get going. It is time. It is beyond time to leave this zone and head back from whence we came. And check out the Bleak Inlet for the first time. We're going to make as much progress as we can. I do want to still look around in Forlorn Muskeg, so we're not going to beeline through Forlorn Muskeg. Forlorn Muskeg? Muskeg? Forlorn Muskeg. We're not going to beeline through it. I am watching and listening. What was that? I think it was just a sound effect associated with this fence. Is there a fence in the wind sound effect in Long Dark? Seems like there might be. Yeah, that remaining snow cleared up real quick. Alright, so there are wolves between us and where we're going. So for those of you who have not been to Bleak Inlet yet, the plan of attack is this. I don't know precisely what I need to do to get in. I know roughly what I need to do to get in, and that's how much I would like to know. So as I've mentioned before, please don't spoil it or like leave me directions or here's what you need to do. Please don't. I am exploring this zone for the first time. I know because I covered the patch notes when they dropped, roughly what is in the zone, and that's quite satisfactory to me. Yeah, I'm stepping up here because interesting that you can't chop these up. And yes, by the way, I did leave the, speaking of things in the comment section, this was one that made me laugh. I did leave the rabbit hide and got behind on that shelf, which made me kind of mad, but at the same time, we got the gauntlets. My impetus for bringing the rabbit hides with me decreased immensely as of that point. So had I not grabbed the gauntlets, I probably would have remembered to bring that with me, but I just wasn't thinking about it anymore. It wasn't that important to me. All right. Still pretty cold, but it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit. The actual temperature is negative 36 with a wind chill of negative 12, but that's how protected from the wind we are. Despite that nearly negative 50 situation, we are only 12 degrees below freezing right now. And it might be improving. We'll keep an eye on it. Hey, dead guy. I don't think I've seen you. Nope.
this stuff will come in handy.
All right, well, I'll take those with me. We'll break them down when we get back to Mystery Lake. We have some additional items in the camp office that we will need to break down as well. This is a slightly different path than I took coming into the zone because I would just like to look around to the best of my ability, spot for anything that I didn't find on my way in. While, of course, keeping my eye out for any furry woodland friends that might be interested in saying hello at an inopportune moment. Oh wow, it's getting colder. Oh boy. Here's that inconsistent broken railroad weather. Looking over our shoulder, rearing its ugly head. Yeah, -3. Oh boy. We just had a blizzard, so I doubt another blizzard's coming in. But we're going to have to get back to Full-on Musket. We're not going to be able to survive very long in this. I could light a fire and heat up a drink, and that would help a little, but even that wouldn't do a lot in this situation. There's not a really good spot for that right now either. So, yeah. Temperature actually went down. At least it stayed down. It's not going any farther down. It's not varying wildly. God, that sound freaks me out every time. I think I don't know that I have to go around this from this direction. I think I can Skyrim this when I go up from this way. So we're going to do that because I want to go in a beeline if I can here. You definitely can't do this from the other direction that I'm aware of. Not that I've ever tried it. Or at least not that I've tried it in recent memory. I definitely walk backwards across this if I need to. But what I want to do is walk up here. Yeah, see, that's our exit right there. Hey, buddy. How you doing? You coming up to see me? He can't get to me. This is kind of annoying. I'm stuck up here. Yeah, he can't get to me, so he's running against the rock. Now would not be a good time for me to figure out if... Now would not be a good time for me to figure out if wolves can glitch up a rock facing like this. Alright, we are on the edge of this little area here, but now we're going to pursue our original plan, which was, I think, the best point to hop down here. Oh yeah, perfect. Right here. You probably smelled that moose meat. Now, we are blocked from the wind here. I don't have anything. Well, I have 7 sticks on me. So I have something I could use to start a fire and heat a drink, which is really tempting. But I'm going to keep moving because I feel like it might be a little warmer on the other side of this exit. And there are also locations that are a little bit easier for a fire. Actually, you know what? Hang on. I've got a couple of sticks right here. Let me swing back in here, because I think there's going to be some shelter. If I can just find a spot to warm back up for a moment before I leave Broken Railroad. I don't want to be on so many... I don't want to be on such rails. I don't want to have so much of a sense of momentum, words, Hadrian, that, oh, crap. There's the Hadrian shakes for you. I was not expecting another wolf. Didn't I kill you all on my way in here? Alright, this would be the best spot. Almost shot over his head. Almost. It hurts me to leave those kills behind, but we don't need anything from them at this point. We really don't. Oh yeah, there's some wood on the ground here and a hatchet that I could potentially break down for more wood. Now this is burned out, so we can't use it here. We may be able to make a fire up here. There might even be a tree that's suitable for this. Hypothermia risk is climbing, but it's not bad yet. I just would prefer not to lose any more condition, please, game. We're starting to get to the point, you can tell, where the world's temperature is a little bit more threatening. And I was mentioning this early on when we had that incredibly easy start. I was like, give it time, things will get more intense. And that's starting to happen. Which makes me happy, because I do enjoy the challenge. I liked the cool start where I had all the gear and was finding all the things. But there was a side of me that was like, man, can we have a little bit more intensity, please? And now the game is starting to deliver. There, yeah, you guys got your Hadrian shakes in for a couple of episodes. That ought to hold you. I was genuinely not expecting that guy. Didn't even have my rifle out. Normally, if I've got even the slightest paranoid suspicion there's a wolf in the area, I'm like, firearm. I'm gonna brandish this for a while. Let me step over here and grab these sticks, because we will very soon be at a spot where I can make a fire. I'll either make a fire here in the Broken Railroad, or on the other side. We've got a couple of choices where we could start this thing. Pretty much staying close to the trees because I would like to look for sticks as I move here. One thing that's very unique about the Bleak Inlet is that you can only use certain aspects of it. I think I was going to say this a moment ago. You can only use certain aspects of it at very specific times. You have to do more to enter the zone than any other, like to get full access to the zone than any other zone in the Long Dark. Which is really, really awesome, and I'm glad they finally added it. It's the game's first kind of, not that it's a very intricate environmental puzzle from what I understand, but it's the game's first kind of pass at giving us more of a gateway to certain zones where you have to pass certain conditions in order to fully unlock certain areas. And there's another example where that was the case even before Bleak Inlet, which might have been a test case for Bleak Inlet, which was the or did this come at the same time? I think it preceded Bleak Inlet, but the mine in Coastal Highway, because the mine in Coastal Highway came out with the story update, right? Yeah, it did. Okay, I think we may be able to hunker over here really quickly. Is there wind right now? Yeah, there is wind. Doesn't look like it, but there is. Let's go through here. Alright, feels like 26, so it is definitely warmer over here. There also, I mean, it doesn't appear that it's windy enough to really threaten a fire here, so hang on. I may be able to start one for a moment, just long enough to get some warmth from it. Let's do that. Man, almost 20 minutes on this episode. We just made it out. I would not have thought it would take that long, but the wolves slowed me down a little bit.
Come on, little fire.
Seems pretty good. Here we go. Alright, let's go ahead and pile you on. In the off chance that this fire does get to stick around. Now, we don't have a cooking pot with us, but that's because we have plenty left around in the world. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's go ahead and heat up. I hear footsteps. A couple of cups of coffee. Yeah, we're definitely warming up now, which is nice. Alright, let's drink that. This should replenish our hydration as well, which will be a welcome benefit. Now, unfortunately, we don't have time to recover condition by this fire, which makes me sad. But we can sit here until that meter fills up all the way. I can probably do this. Good lord. There we go. Okay, perfect. Stick a torch, just to get that additional warmth boost from it. And there is a wolf on the left side of the tracks somewhere. I just don't know how close. We're about to find out, though, as I climb this hill. I see a bear, too. That's why I kind of want to be careful, because our condition is not the highest. So even though there's a part of me that does want to go on this side of the zone and actually look around, like I talked about doing, if I get attacked by a wolf right now, I would definitely be in trouble. But it doesn't seem like the wolf is too close, so... I'm going to try and keep the high ground so I can see him coming. Just have a heck of a patrol route if I can't see him at all. Either that or it's back here behind this giant fallen tree, which is really possible. Again, not an area of forlorn muskeg that I've spent a ton of time wandering around, so familiarity with where the wildlife might be is at a low compared to other regions in the game. Okay, that is a stump. You saw me twitch in reaction to that right there. Lots of sticks laying around. That's nice. Not that we're going to pick any up at the moment. Trying to keep a sense of some momentum. There aren't that many things to explore on this side of Forlorn Muskeg. But there are a few locations, and I just wanted to get back here because I figured we could get the drop on any wildlife that is in the area. There's a sapling there. We can chop that down real quick, and let's put the torch away. I need to start being a little bit more vigilant than I've been in recent episodes for birch bark. Oh, you know what I also still have? Yeah, let's drop that torch. Still have that second hatchet. Drop that. Forgot to break it down for wood. Are there more saplings? There are. Nice. Get the rifle out just in case. Much as I talk about not being familiar with the wolf patrol routes, I'm also not familiar with the bear patrol routes, so it's like, Let's not tempt fate today, shall we? I'm going to have my firearm out. Yeah, given the wildlife attack strength settings I have right now, if a bear were to get me right now, I'd be in big trouble. I mean, my clothing might protect me somewhat, but I don't expect that it would be a huge help. A little bit slower right now than I thought I would be. I think it's just because the wind is pushing back against me. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the wind doing its thing, and it always does. I'm not bitter. Hey, Wolfie. Oh no, that's a couple of deer. That looked very dark. It looked like a black shape, so I was like, that's got to be a wolf, but it's not. Just a deer. Yeah, no birch trees nearby, so we're not going to find any birch bark. Oh, there's 3 deer. Wow. That's impressive. Okay, so I think, hang on, I'm going to peek my head over this hill because there's a hunter's blind somewhere nearby. And I don't want to miss it. I think it might be right over this slope. Yep, there it is. backtrack just a little bit to get to it, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. We're going to check that hunter's blind. How's the ice here? Good. It's hard to tell sometimes how much the color of the ice influences the thickness. You would expect there to be something of a relationship, but there are some spots where even ice that's kind of light blue like this, as opposed to dark blue, as it is in the center, will start to crack under your feet. So it's like, who knows? Who knows which it is? Now I'm pretty sure I saw the silhouette of a bear earlier, unless I was looking at a rock that I thought was a bear. And I don't currently see a bear. So that's a little nerve-wracking. Oh, so are the bones by this, this hunting blind. Lovely. That's a lot more nerve-wracking. All right, here's a candy bar. An archery training book, which I will pick up. That reading should be quite easily knocked out in a future episode. All right, we're going to backtrack again. Here's a cattail. I'm ready to go ahead and eat another steak. Let's do this, because as much as I can reduce my weight and also... Oh. Never mind. We're going to go this way. We found the bear, guys. He's probably coming towards me so he can smell the meat. Dang it, I wanted to go back that way. We're gonna get... Okay, we might be able to get away from the bear and still stay relatively on track here. Also need to keep an eye out for the wolves, though. Ooh, I hear ya. I hear ya. You're here. Okay, no cracked ice here. I'm gonna make my way to some flat ground, and we're gonna have to follow the tracks for a bit instead. Wasn't the plan. Was not the plan. But at least it gives us a little better visibility and puts us on the beeline for the rail cars. Oh, hey. Hi. Hi. Hey, buddy. Almost shot over his head again. I need to kick that habit. I don't know why I'm shooting high. God, that falling snow sound. Every time. Sounds like a footstep. It does. Okay. Well, that's a number of wolf kills for one episode. I think I'm satisfied with that. I'm going to beeline towards the railway car here, but we're about 29 minutes into this one, so I'm going to stop this episode here. In the next one, I'm going to make my way back towards that side of Forlorn Muskeg and towards that tower, if I can make it, because there might be some stuff. It wouldn't be a lot. There's not a lot of civilization in Forlorn Muskeg, but we're going to try and get over there and look around. The Hunter's Blind was one of the locations we needed to scavenge, and I'm not going to do too much more exploration of Forlorn Muskeg beyond that. It was really that location that I was curious about, so we're going to head up there and see what we can find, and then we're going to go straight to Mystery Lake and then onward to the region that will lead us to Bleak Inlet, while consuming more moose meat along the way and reducing the amount we are alerting all the predators in the vicinity. Getting out of Forlorn Muskeg is still going to be, I don't know. It'll be a little bit intense. It won't be a lot intense, but we've got to make sure we pass by at least one more bear and one more wolf without incident on the way out. So that'll be interesting. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.